Hey, another piece of business I would like to discuss with the community. So here again, just something to think about. And that is uh, recently, my beautiful, beloved mayor of the city of Philadelphia had a meeting with the Senator David McCormack, and he's a Republican and she's a Democrat. From the meeting, people got onto the certain Democrat-Republican dialogue. She, as the mayor and the leader of the city, met with the United States Senator for the state of Pennsylvania. We have two of them, Dave McCormack and John Featherman. The business is business. She still has to run the city, guys. It's a lot of things that's always going to beat her up or anyone else up. We know that. We got the sugar tax, we got this tax and the Uber tax. Okay, these things to question. We got the school closing. So there's a lot of decisions that have to be made. Now, I'm not working on that campaign. I just wanted to think about the job as the mayor that she's doing. And with these situations, you got the 95 being built with this big park going over 95 to the ocean. I mean, to the river over there near the park where I can't think. Penn's Landing is a big project. We have a big event coming to the city. Look like around the soccer leagues, and it's a lot of energy around that. These are still commerce coming to the city. Now, I wasn't at the lunch with her and Dave McCormack, but she is the mayor, and he is the senator. And sometimes that's the job. We got to understand the job descriptions of elected officials. We got to understand sometimes there are things that just need to be done to move the needle. You got to understand that some of these people will be on one side of the aisle and arguing another side of the point of view. One people believe from the top down, other people believe from the bottom up, but it's about a balance of coming in the middle. Let's not be so emotional when we discuss how we say politics, but we're not discussing politics, we're talking emotion. Politics, let's make it a fact. The fact remains it's part of civics. The game is the game. We got to work with people. She has been doing a decent job to try to seem to keep revenue coming to the city. Now, I'm not a fan of her speed tax. I'm kind of mad at that because I got some tickets. The cameras all over everywhere. I just hope they down South Philly, too, because on North Philly, we got a lot. I just hope South Philly got their share of cameras on Broad Street, too. I don't drive over there as much, but the tax, I might not be in agreement with that. The sugar tax, that's what previous administration put out there for school districts. We need more openness, and we need to talk to the city controller more than just the mayor. The city controller need to produce some reports. The financial people behind the scenes of the city and everything else need to produce a financial report so we can feel better. But the nature of what I'm speaking to is the nature of everybody is here to do a job, and we hire them. And we need to get more reporting from, not less. But we need to ask questions in more detail. It seemed that it was an round that she met with the gentleman that's a Republican, but she didn't meet with him as a Republican. She met with him because he's her senator. And his job is the state of Pennsylvania. So be careful of our emotions. And there's a lot going on in every election. There's a lot to pay attention to. If you are a Democrat and you are dedicated, look at some of the issues that others are bringing up, that especially are black, that they don't see happening in the Democratic Party. Don't get mad at them and make them crazy. Find a way to understand what they're saying and embrace and address the challenge. And if you're on the Democratic side, you're going to be mad at the same Republican on the other side. Don't lose your heart and your spirit if that's to seem to be the case, that we're concerned with some issues. Awesome. But find a way to make us all stronger. And everybody saying getting it, because most people mind their business. most people don't really care about every single issue other than what comes on their doorstep. But if something comes on their doorstep, can't ignore it. And then also, there's a word we use a lot. It's called accountability. But it seems like every time there's an effort to make someone or some process accountable, we got too much defense and not enough listening to why the issue is an issue. And then you can't hold anybody accountable, and then show me the numbers of where if I'm in an area and there's 100 people in there and we all vote, and you show me 85% of the people voted for something and I'm in the 15 that didn't, I can respect that. But make sure we show other numbers. Make sure that we talk to more people, not less. And yes, everyone, the number one job of every elected official is constituent service. But to go to that office, you got to make sure that they are sharing with you things that happen on the city, state, and the federal level. Keep in mind, we watched the healthcare reform bill get passed. And a lot of people fought against it. But I remember looking at a debate one year, and a gentleman that was a Republican told the Republican candidate that if it wasn't for the previous administration, he would be dead today. Because many people who fought against the healthcare reform that a couple of administrations back got pushed through and got it done, guess what? They still signed up. So if a Republican are passing some bills for those of us that are citizens, those of us that are part of the system, those of us that pay taxes, use them. Look into them. Do more research to find out what it looks like, what it means. Let's do more, not less. And let's bridge that gap. Because especially being a longtime Democrat, it's amazing. When I signed up and I helped a friend of mine now who's a Republican, and I helped a friend of mine get on the ballot, not even the city of Philadelphia, it was amazing. I get more information from the Republican Party about bills, whether if I agree with them or not. At least I get a chance to read them and see them. We need to do that on all levels. And we cannot get stuck on party. We got to get stuck on logic, what's best, what our values are, who we are. I'm not running for office. We just got to increase it. But we definitely got to put a handle on emotion because it's there. And we got to get into more facts. So the emotion will definitely open up the dialogue. But let's step back and make it into a fact. Nothing wrong with talking emotion, but let's make it emotion. Our current administration, the gentleman that's in charge, yes, he has no coof, as some people would say. If you don't know what that means, the mistakes can happen. Rather than giving a good answer to the people and saying, well, look here, we apologize for that. Let's correct it this way. That won't happen again. This guy don't do that. He just say, so what? I don't care. That's not proper. That is really jacked up. There's no excuse around that. That's just not professional. That's not polite. And that is the thing that excites. And the jacked up part, when the gentleman is doing something that can be rewarding or beneficial, nobody can hear it because the emotional energy is in the front of it. Now, on the other side, when we got people being extra polite, don't walk away happy until you chuck up on them. That's another thing that gets us mad too. We got people that say the right things and we get happy. We walk away and we feel great. But then you kind of find out they didn't do something. See what I mean about trying to balance off our emotion? But the current administration, the gentleman does make it difficult to see, hear anything based upon a certain energy that does exist. But it's the game. He got in there because people were tired of career politicians and people who've been in office 20, 30, 40 years. Oh, and last thing I want to make sure everybody realize, we talk about voting, voter suppression. Do y'all know the reason that the biggest part of voter suppression is incumbents? If you got somebody that's a state rep, state senator, congressman, they don't want high turnouts. A high turnout is hard to control. So if they've been in office for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, they're on their fourth term, they got a handle on the system and community. They know where their numbers are coming from. If you're a newbie coming up to run against them, they're not going to see you. They're not going to talk to you. They're going to make you pound the pavement and get all the people that they don't have, which is an uphill battle. But a lot of incumbents work hard to keep their job because the number one job of elected official is to get reelected. Period. We can play that game as much as we want. That's where voter suppression comes from on the local level that goes up. We make it a big national thing. But on local levels, people that did a great job, they get voted in with no hand down. But you got a lot of people that's sitting in seats right now people don't even know exist. You got areas of state reps in the city of Philadelphia. I can't even name them all for you because I see the ones I see. But you got quite a few people that got a seat that you don't see. They happy that people don't see them. They get 10 people to vote for them. They back in. Because nobody even know to challenge them. This is where we want to talk more civics. The more we talk about the system on every level and every day, like I said, if we talk about civics half as much we talk about sports, we'd be better off as all people. I am a black freedman first and foremost. Guess what? If all people talk about it more, it makes it easier to negotiate and fight. But the biggest challenge with voter suppression is individual people who've been in office too long. They don't have to work to get their votes. Most of the time, nobody to challenge them. People don't have the money for it. If they do got the money, people don't know what to do because they go into the same system to try to get votes that the person already been in for a long time, which is stupid. You got to go pound the payment. And then most people want to be candidates and want to be lazy. They don't want to get up and do the work. They want to put a few pictures around, take some interviews, but yet they have no track record. And that's one of my biggest missions. I will correct. I will go back to beautiful Used to Be More days. I will go back to them days when we had people rocking in the street. We will get it back because it's not hard to get. And it's something that we want to wake up with and make sure our younger kids have it again so it can make their future better. Thank you for joining me. This is a 3-part segment. I look forward to talking to you again in the near future. I look forward to people hitting me up and looking forward to having more than just myself talking. I'm looking to have more discussions, but let's be precise. Let's get more into issues, not less. Let's pull up some legislative bills. Let's pull up HR this, HR that, city, state, and federal. But pull up things that have an impact, has an effect, but more than anything, things that we have that benefit us that we didn't know was there. Because Title IX money came out in 1969 that was supposed to be for us. I didn't know about it until a girlfriend of mine told me it was like 2008. I never knew about Title IX money. I hear all the stories about it now. I had looked up history now, but in 69, Title IX money was allocated from the federal government for our freedmen communities. And so the question is, how many of our people knew and didn't know what to do with it? I'm not here to beat them up because they may have known it was there, but they might not have knew everything because they might not have pulled out the whole bill. They might not have chopped the whole bill. They might not have looked at all the ins and outs on how to use it. That's what we got to do. So I'm not saying it didn't help someone, but it's amazing. I didn't know about Title IX money until 2008, and it came out in 1969. So how many other bills or things out here that we can utilize to help our neighborhoods, our communities? No, our neighborhoods to build them into communities. Let me be clear about that. We come from a neighborhood. That's why we call it a hood. But what we need to build, especially as freedmen, we need to build communities. And on that note, I am part of working with the gentleman that's always talking about the 13th Amendment, and he is 100% right about the channels of slavery and the 39th Congress are things that we need to all study more, look at more, and utilize, because those in the 39th Congress highlights how things are supposed to run around those freedmen people. And if you have a question about if you're a freedman or not, simple thing. If you went down south or you got relatives in Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, or any of these southern states that go back to where there was slavery, and you know you got that story of great grandma, the probability you're a freedman. If you can normally indicate I'm from the islands, I'm from this, I'm from that land, they might be under the title of black, but they're not freedmen. It's not a crime. It's time for us to put these differences out here so it can get us stronger. Because those of us that are freedmen are the main ones suffering in this country. And that's one of the things that we will be stopping. Not trying to stop, we will be stopping because it's for the benefits of our children. And that is the thing that we have. And I don't want to say it's never been done. I think it has been done, but I think people have blocked. But thank you for joining me, and I look forward to your input, your opinions. Thank you very much for giving me your time.